What's up, folks? How are you? Matt Perrault back with you here on our Play Picks YouTube channel for another Pick 5. It's been an okay season. Hasn't been great. We've gotten a couple of decent money line plays that have hit, but we want to end on a high note here. As we're into the second half of the year, we want to pick up the pace a little bit, right? We want to get rolling. So I got some plays I like this week. I'm wondering how you guys are going to feel about it. So make sure that you're telling me in the comment section. We got an opportunity for you guys to write down below, subscribe to the YouTube channel. If you're reading this on playpicks.com, you can click on the little icon and go into YouTube and tell us what you think here on the Playpicks channel for us. All right, before we get to the picks, however, I know you guys are here for picks, but first, let me give you some free money. Why don't you take advantage of this? If you're in New Jersey or Pennsylvania or going to New Jersey or Pennsylvania, you've got the DraftKings offer. You've got the William Hill offer, the FanDuel offer, $500 risk-free bet. You got $500 from MGM. You got points bets with a $50 deposit, $150, and Caesars $10, no deposit needed just for signing up. These are the buttons, though. Click, click, click. It's important to click on those buttons, and you'll get yourself right into it for free plays, free picks, no deposit bonuses, and really cool sign-up bonuses thanks to our partners with playpicks.com/bonus. That's where you want to go, playpicks.com/bonus, to find all of these great offers. Let's begin in the Big Ten, the Big Daddy, or it was going to be the Big Daddy. Wisconsin at Ohio State. Line is 14 for the Buckeyes. 49.5 from a total perspective, plus 450 on the money line for Wisconsin, minus 630 for the Buckeyes that was FanDuel over at DraftKings, still the line 14. Total is 50, plus 450, minus 625. So a little bit of a higher total there at FanDuel. But let's talk about this Wisconsin Badger team, man. So I was on them last week to go and put a big number up on Illinois, and they lost outright to Illinois. Yikes. When you start looking at this Wisconsin defense and who have they faced, the best defense that this Wisconsin Badger defense has faced, the best offense, probably Michigan. Now, the numbers are there, right? Number 1 yards per game given up in the country. Number 1 points per game given up in the country. The problem for Wisconsin is that they got exposed last week, and their offense looked very one-dimensional. And this Buckeye defense is legit. This team can stop, I think, most, if not everyone in the country, holding even the best offenses down. I mean, how can you not love this team? Chase Young, 9.5 sacks. He's just a tremendous talent. And Justin Fields, get these stats from Justin Fields. 5th in the country in touchdown tosses with 22, 4th in passer rating, 11th in completion percentage. Ohio State is 5th in the country in yards per game, over 526, and 2nd in the country in yards given up per game at 229. Great offense, great defense. Wisconsin's in big trouble here. Badgers got exposed last week. I like Ohio State. Lay the points, 14. Ohio State big over Wisconsin. Number 2, let's go to the game of the weekend in the SEC with Auburn and LSU. 10.5 of the line for LSU. Money line minus 400 plus 310. 59 a total at FanDuel. DraftKings, similar stuff. 10.5, 59, 310, and minus 420 for LSU. Okay, so here's Joe Burrow, all right? So Joe Burrow, let's talk about his stats for a second. Joe Burrow right now is the Heisman frontrunner at the sportsbooks, opened up 200 to 1. Now he's a frontrunner. Tied for the most touchdowns thrown with 29. Second in yards, over 2,400. He is second in average yards per completion, 11.4. Second in quarterback rating. Against Texas, he threw a 471 and 4 touchdowns. Why is that important? Because Oklahoma's quarterback Jalen Hurts is probably the second most logical pick for the Heisman after Tua Tagovailoa got the high ankle surgery. He's out for this week and maybe more. More on that game here in a little bit. But you got 235 and 3 scores in Dallas for Jalen Hurts versus 471 and 4 touchdowns for Burrow against Texas, their common opponent. Now here comes Auburn. Auburn has lost 9 games in a row at Baton Rouge. Auburn has a true freshman quarterback going to Death Valley to take on those raging Cajuns. LSU, man, this is very similar to the Florida game. I mean, LSU covered against Florida by a hook. It was 13.5 the line. They won by 14. The line here is 10.5. I like LSU. I think LSU is going to keep on rolling. I think Bo Nix is super talented, but at Florida, at Texas A&M, he was exposed a little bit. It wasn't impressive. There was a problem for him. I'm going to kind of fade that guy for a bit. LSU big over Auburn. All right, speaking of Alabama, mentioned them. So Alabama at home taking on Arkansas. Line's 32. No money line here. 55 from a total perspective. Over at FanDuel, same thing, 31.5, a little bit lower number there. 56 from a total perspective. So total a little bit higher at FanDuel, then the line's a little bit lower at FanDuel at 31.5. So enter Mac Jones, the sophomore from Florida. Okay, so here's the thing about Alabama. All year, we've heard about the 4 wide receivers, the incredibly talented receivers, and how many interesting things we've seen from just a swing pass from Alabama. 5-yard swing pass to the house. Bama's done it consistently. It's amazing how talented they are. But with Mac Jones, this is where I think we get to be reminded a little bit about Alabama and that rushing attack for the Crimson Tide. And people may be sleeping a little bit on what they can do running the football. Alabama, I think, Najee Harris, Brian Robinson Jr., this is where Bama gets to remind a lot of people that they can run the football on anybody. This is a huge game on the ground for Alabama. Arkansas gave up 491 yards of total offense to Auburn. Auburn ran for 298 yards in that game. Bama might go for over 300 easy on the ground here. I like a blowout. I'm going to lay the points. Alabama minus 31.5. I think they're all over Arkansas. Don't think Arkansas scores, by the way. They scored 10 against Auburn at home. What are they going to score on the road at Bryant-Denny Stadium? Crimson Tide, big over Arkansas. They run the ball straight down the throats all day long against Arkansas. All right, number 4 here on our pick 5 games, number 4. Let's talk about Clemson and Boston College. All right, so this is sort of a game you might go, what? Clemson, Boston College. Clemson minus 34. There is no money line here. Total is 59 at FanDuel. Over at DraftKings, numbers 34 for Clemson to lay it, under 59. Okay. Anthony Brown, the starting quarterback for Boston College, got hurt. Lower leg injury at Louisville. So it would have been hard enough if that kid was healthy for the Eagles to go to Clemson and win. This is a 4-3 Clemson team coming off of a blowout victory over North Carolina State, where A.J. Dillon ran for 223 yards and 3 touchdowns. The problem is Clemson gives up about 111 yards per game on the ground. And they know what Boston College is going to do. They can't throw. The backup quarterback, Dennis Garoppolo, can't do much. I mean, he threw for 100 yards last week at home. This is on the road. I don't hate a play here, laying the 34 points, but instead, I'm going to say Boston College cannot score against Clemson. I'm going to play the under here. 59. Clemson scores, name the number, right? 35-0, 45-0. I just think it's going to be a straight blowout. I don't think BC scores. Could be 45-3. Clemson just going to be dominant. This is going to be a easy walk in the park win, but I'm going to play the under here. Clemson, Boston College, under 59. And finally, I'm going to go a little bit off the board here and talk about a team we haven't talked about yet here in this space at all this year, and that is Appalachian State. Okay, the Mountaineers. Appalachian State, this is the highest ranked team out of the Sun Belt ever. Their win last week was the first time a ranked Sun Belt team had won a game. So this is all like history here. App State is minus 26, 51.5 the total, minus 2,500 against South Alabama. More on the lines here in a second, but first to FanDuel, 26 is the number, 52.5 is the total. Okay, 26. Let me read you some stats here, okay? Appalachian State is averaging 42.8 points per game. South Alabama, 16. App State giving up less than 22. USA is giving up over 30. Mountaineers are 6-0. Jaguars are 1-6. Do you want to tell me why the line's only 26? This is a rushing attack that's in the top 20 in the country. South Alabama is giving up over 200 yards per game here. Zach Thomas is a good quarterback. This line should be like 35. This is a blowout in my mind. Maybe people think that Appalachian State's going to go light, but they could play in a New Year's Six bowl game if they keep on putting up big numbers here. They could climb up the polls. I think there's a lot to play for. There's a lot to put up from a big number perspective. They need a wow number against South Alabama. I think the Jaguars are in deep trouble. Memphis ran all over them for over 300 yards. App State, I think, will do a very similar thing here. I like Appalachian State to lay the 26 points and cover. So some big lines. I know we're dropping down here. I think this is going to be a blowout weekend, though, in college football. Just to recap, we're going with Ohio State minus 14. We're going with LSU minus 10.5. Alabama minus 32. the under for Boston College and Clemson, and Appalachian State minus 26 against South Alabama. Okay, again, playpicks.com/bonus. All these great deposit bonuses, no deposit bonuses, DraftKings, William Hill, FanDuel, all can be found right here at playpicks.com/bonus. I'm Matt Perrault. Tell me in the comment section, like these plays? You're going to fade them? You like them? What do you think? Tell me what you think. So tell me, and then subscribe to this channel so you don't miss any of our great content from Thursday Night Football and Sunday Night Football and Monday Night Football. All sorts of really cool things happening for us coming up on this YouTube channel for playpicks.com. I'm Matt Perrault, back next week for another Pick 5 right here on our playpicks.com YouTube channel.